My name's Kesteven. I've been testing mountain bikes for nearly 25 years now, but obviously with current restrictions I'm not doing as much test riding as I normally do. So today I'm in my back garden doing an unboxing on one's top value, fully steel, big dog 29er. So, wheel one. It's one thing I hate, it's staples in boxes. As a bald man reaching into large bike boxes on a regular basis, the injuries I've had from these things are absolutely vile. You know, Planet X bikes are built in the Far East in terms of the frames, but all the bikes themselves are put together by the Planet X crew in Rotherham in Yorkshire. So I'm expecting a top quality bike build here once I've snipped my way through the wrapping. As you can see, it comes nicely wrapped anyway, and obviously the advantage of it coming from Planet X and On One is that they're still operating. I mean, it's a skeleton crew, all the office staff and design team have gone home, they're working from home, but all the bike builders are currently still in there getting people's orders out as best they can. So, as you can see, this is the really bright orange big dog, but they also do a kind of galvanised looking version, which is actually a raw frame with a lacquered finish over the top. Now that will, I mean, if you've watched the boot zipper videos, you'll have seen that, and that will, you know, there's always some degree of moisture sort of caught in it between when they finish making them and when they get the lacquer on there, so it will, you know, rust and degrade a little bit. I mean, personally, I absolutely love the finish. But if you want a, you know, more consistent finish, then definitely go with this painted one. So what we're looking at here, it's the GX build, so full SRAM GX Eagle. You've got a dub bottom bracket there. You've got that massive Eagle cassette on the back. It's an 1150 on there. You can tell it's got the little lock ring on there, so that's actually not a GX cassette. Planet X on one. Although, you know, the prices are absolutely astounding, but you will sometimes find little downgrades on there, so you could probably save a few $100 by going to a lighter cassette if you're massively bothered about weight. But I'm guessing if you're looking at a steel hardtail, you're probably not massively bothered about the overall weight of the thing, because, you know, steel is inevitably a little bit heavier. I mean, they do the Scandal, which is a very similar bike. Same 130mm front end, and similar geometry in alloy if you're wanting something a little bit lighter. Planet X and On One have been known for value since they started, but they've also done some pretty radical things in their time, so they're certainly no strangers to a super short stem and proper 780mm width bar hiding under here. So get the wrapping off. Oh, and by the way, be particularly careful. I mean, always try and recycle any packaging you get your bike stuff in, but be particularly careful with the Planet X stuff, because I know Dave, who set Planet X up, is super conscious about that kind of things. I mean, as you'll see, there's only been one zip tie on this bike so far, because Dave gets really, really upset about zip ties. He finds them very wasteful, and he's, you know, to be fair, he's got a point. Now, where's my 4mm? You know, he has got a point. So I think the lads at Planet X and On One have to bring their own zip ties in if they want to use them. He's, you know, that dedicated to removing the chance of them getting around a seabird's neck or something like that. So yeah, be careful with your recycling. Bars are definitely high rise. Not sure I'm going to get on with them. The grips look good though. The waffle grips look good, and you've actually got a race face lever there for this race face dropper post, so that's why it's got a race face lever. It's got a race face dropper post. So yeah, dropper post is standard. You've got SRAM guide R brakes, and just going back to the contact points here with this bar, when you're speccing your Planet X or your On One, whatever bike you get from them, you can actually choose what bar, what stem length, and even what saddle you want from their buying options on the site. Yeah, that's definitely a higher rise than I'd normally go for, but you know, don't knock it till you've tried it. I know Jim from across the road loves a bit of stack, so maybe I've got some learning to do on that. And yeah, it's all just, you know, like I said, the bikes are all pre-built. in Rotherham before they come to you, so all put together nice little stems, sound, the headset's all well adjusted, brakes are all pre-adjusted. So I'll just take this Maxwell out here, and this fork is, I haven't actually got much experience on this. It's the new RockShox 35, so 35mm stanchions, same as Pike, Lyric and Yarry, with a, you know, just a slightly simpler. I mean, knowing RockShox, it's just probably just mostly recycled parts in there from slightly older frames. I have a suspicion there's a lot of Pike about this from the feel of it, and then the only obvious kind of physical downgrade is it's got the old style Maxwell with that little slotted receiver on there, and they can get a bit sharp and a bit grumpy if you don't look after them properly. So just, you know, treat that nicely, or it will in there. But in terms of stiffness, you know, can't complain about 35mm fork stanchions on a bike at this price. And looking in there, you're still getting full low-speed compression damping lever on the top, and it's an air-sprung fork, so you can adjust that to rider weight, and there's a rebound adjuster down the bottom here. In terms of geometry, you've got 65-degree head tube, 75-degree seat tube. I mean 460 and super long in the large, but you can't, you know, it's got a relatively short seat tube, so you could upsize the XL and get a 480 reach on it. And actually, I'm going to bring you in close here, because there is some really nice detail on this frame that's worth looking at. So, you know, you've got these gussets on the top tube there, strengthening the head tube, another one underneath on the down tube there. Coming down here, you've got that sort of characteristic chainstay plate. I'm one of the first people to do that, just so you've got more clearance between this 235 and the chainring there. Again, plenty of room there, I would say, for a 2.4 or 2.5 if you wanted. Moving back, you've got these neat little dropouts there, and this nicely curved seat stay coming down onto this tapered chainstay, and you've got rack mounts there and up the top as well. So you know, it's a fully practical bike if you're using it for bike to work as well as razzing around the woods. And then flipping around here, you've got a really neat little post mount brake here, just again moved inside the stay line, so it's not going to conflict with your racks or your luggage if you are using it for day-to-day plugging. But again, you know, boost through axle on the rear end, and a neat little reinforcing strut there, so the rotational force of the brake isn't going to disturb things at the back end, and it just means they can keep the tubes slimmer to maintain that ride quality. It is only 160mm rotor though, so you might have to haul a bit higher on those guys than you would with a larger rotor. But apart from that, clearances are absolutely spot on, and even little details like the on-one seat clamp there, you've actually got a receiver for the bolt, so if you get a bit cack-handed with your tightening, you just need to replace that little receiver there. You're not going to trash the whole collar. And it comes with this race face dropper post as standard, and decent Celia Italia X3 boost saddle. And of course, to make that dropper post work, you've got a neat little blister here on the seat tube to let the internal cable routing come out, and that's all then fed up the down tube there. Oh, that zip tie needs replacing. And in true on-one Planet X style, they do try and make a joke out of most things. It's got Max Wall Superlight triple butted T6 heat-treated steel, Max Wall being a famous English comedian. So yeah, triple butted mainframe, proper quality tube set on this bike. The bikes come with tubes, but these V-tyre flow snaps are fully tubeless ready, and so are these WTB rims. And they're actually a decent tacky compound, and they're even e-bike ready according to this, which should just mean they're a good solid carcass that will take some knocks, so they'll be happy running lower pressures, they'll be happy tubeless, and yeah, compound feels alright, there's that. So yeah, you're getting proper tyres, you're getting full SRAM GX, guide brakes, and a proper quality butted steel frame, all for the price of a basic bike from most people, you've got to say. So thank you very much to you guys for watching. Thanks to On1 for supplying the bike and for supporting this video. Thanks to Red Bull Spect for the glasses, SRAM for the shirt, Aldi for the trousers, and I think was it Decathlon? It's either Decathlon or a Spanish supermarket for me knockoff Crocs. And if you like what I'm doing, it's a slim chance. I know I'm new to this boxing game. I'm much happier riding a bike than I am just talking about it in my garden. but that's the sign of the times, isn't it? But if you like what I'm doing, please consider joining these excellent Patreon supporters who are scrolling up here and supporting the channel on a regular basis, so I can waffle on to my heart's content using all my experience about bikes to hopefully teach you something and keep you entertained when there's not a lot else to do. Okay, thanks very much. I've been Guy Kesteven, this has been Guy Kes TV, and this is On One's Big Dog Steel Trail Hardtail.